I am back with another fragrance sampling video. Hey there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome. My name is Verity. This month I've been trying out some new fragrances, and also I'm kind of revisiting some fragrances that I have tried in the past. The first fragrance is Amouage Honour Woman. This is one that has been on my radar for a long time. This immediately gives me the feeling of quite a mature scent. It has a real maturity about it and an elegance and a classiness. The white florals in this are so beautiful. You have tuberose, you have jasmine, you also get this really pretty gardenia in here. I really do love that spicy kick on the opening. You've got some pepper and that gives it this really interesting opening. In the base of this you do get some slightly richer notes. You have some leather, some frankincense and some amber. But I still feel like this fragrance has this beautiful light and airiness about it. And to me it also has a quite semi-aquatic wateriness. I don't feel like it's very heavy. It's a gorgeous fragrance for a signature scent or even a wedding scent. This fragrance to me is very feminine, it's very womanly, and I feel like it's perfect for a very sophisticated and classy lady that wants a very clean, pretty, elegant scent. I love it. Definitely still on my wish list. I do adore this. Next fragrance is Perseus by Parfums de Marley. Perseus captivates the senses with a unique brightness. The invigorating top notes of grapefruit and bergamot unveil a refined heart of vetiver and base notes of ambergris and woods. This is a really interesting fragrance. It's very citrusy. It's a very bright fragrance, very fresh fragrance. If you love your very citrusy and fresh kind of aromatic scents, this is really lovely. For my personal preference, I do feel like it leans just a little bit more masculine than what I generally go for personally. However, obviously that differs for everyone. This I can imagine on my husband. It is very citrusy. The grapefruit note is so juicy. I really love bergamot in a fragrance. It does just give it such a zesty and uplifting feel. If you like vetiver, it's definitely one worth checking out because that is very prominent in this fragrance, and it has a lovely woodiness in that dry down as well. Definitely one worth checking out. Next up we have a Penhaligons fragrance, and this one is called The Favourite. I don't actually have one Penhaligons fragrance in my collection. I'm yet to find one that really blows me away, and I did find one that I liked a lot. It was Changing Constants, but I actually bought Magenta Tanzanite instead because I felt they were quite similar. But I definitely like Changing Constants and I probably would purchase that in the future. However, I have been trying out Penhaligons scents for a while, and this is one I had my eye on because of the notes. You have violet, freesia, mandarin, mimosa iris and jasmine, and base notes of musk, sandalwood and ambroxan. I love all those notes. This sounds like a powdery, fluffy dream to me. The opening's really pretty. Weirdly enough, I feel like this should have rose in it, or I can smell a hint of a rose. Definitely has a powderiness. It's slightly sweet. It's a bit soapy. It's very pretty and feminine, and I feel like it's a very easy wear. However, I feel like it doesn't wow me enough to buy a bottle. And one thing it was lacking, I found, was the longevity. And I say that carefully because it's only from the sample that I'm trying it, and you can't really get the full picture of the longevity with these samples. But where I was spraying it, I really did feel like it was just evaporating. I feel like for the price, it really should have better longevity. But it's pretty, it's very feminine, it's girly, it's a very easy wearing scent, it's light, perfect for spring or summer. But it just didn't wow me enough, and I think for that reason I probably will just forget about this fragrance, because it was one that I felt could be perfect. It's lacking something for me, and I just don't feel like it's special enough to buy a bottle. So for that reason, I'm going to probably pass on this one. Next up is a fragrance called First Time by Min New York. This isn't the first time I've tried this fragrance. I've actually been wearing this for a while because I've had a few samples of it, and I really love this. So gorgeous. This is one of those fragrances that has something really, really special about it. So it says here, first time, first glance, first touch, first kiss, first dance. The first time only happens once. Ooh. Notes are, so in the top you have candied sugar and gourmand accord. Heart notes you have rose syrup, Peru balsam and rose. And base you have pistachio, hazelnut and patchouli. All I can say about this fragrance is yummy. Like, if you like those very sweet, sticky, jammy rose scents, this is gorgeous. And I actually think this knocks off my Miller Harris skirt. So I have been toying with the idea of getting this fragrance, and it's so sexy and addictive and sweet, and I do need a bottle of this. This is like rose heaven. This is creamy. This is like a rose infused vanilla ice cream topped with pistachios. It smells so delicious. Kind of edible take on a rose. It's lovely. Definitely a great take on a rose fragrance. Something like Miller Harris Scherzo without that kind of oud present. It's so beautiful. I love it. I'm definitely gonna just take the plunge and just get a bottle because I really, really love this fragrance. If you love rose and those very sweet, sticky, syrupy rose fragrances, check out Min New York First Time and let me know what you think, because it's so good. Next fragrance is by Born to Stand Out, and it is Indecent Cherry. I don't own any fragrances that are predominantly cherry. The closest thing I have to cherry is probably Rouge Smoking by BDK. That has a cherry note, but it's not really a full-blown cherry fragrance. I'm yet to find one that I like, and I'm not a big fan of cherry fragrances. So I've been curious to find one I actually like. You are immediately hit with that cherry note, and it kind of reminds me of a cherry shampoo or some kind of shampoo I've had in the past that smells very similar to this. I don't know what shampoo it is, like an Aussie shampoo or something, but it smells so similar, and I think maybe that's why I'm not really feeling this fragrance. I feel like it's a little bit too soapy, shampooey. It has a very sweet opening. You get the cherry, you get some almond in there. Yeah, I feel it has a little bit of artificialness about it. I'm not feeling this one. I did try one of the Tom Ford cherry fragrances. I think it was called Electric Cherry, and I remember thinking, ooh, like, I actually quite like this. So I think that would probably be one that I am going to look into sampling if I can. Next up is Windflowers by Creed. I've been sampling a lot of Creed fragrances recently, which is crazy considering I'm not massively into Creed scents. However, the latest releases have quite impressed me, so yeah, it's interesting. But Creed generally isn't a brand that I really go out of my way to try. This is a fragrance that I do really like, and I think it kind of stops at like and it doesn't go any further. I am not crazy about this. I don't absolutely love it. I feel like it's just a nice fragrance. On paper, it's everything that I do love in a fragrance. You have beautiful white florals, and you do pick up that jasmine and orange blossom in here. Also peach. It does have that powderiness from the iris. I feel like it is just a pretty scent that doesn't have a wow factor, and I feel like for Creed prices, it needs to be one that I really love. However, something like Queen of Silk to me is very unique and it has the X factor. I'm not sure about this one. Finally, we have Island Lush by Goldfield and Banks. I'm really curious about this one. Island Lush. This is a very heavy fragrance, and it's very woody and aromatic, and it's gorgeous. It's really an amazing fragrance. Even though this is woody and aromatic, it's also really sweet. This is a gorgeous, spicy, slightly fresh, very earthy scent, and immediately it makes me think of my husband or something that he would wear or like. It's way too heavy for me. It's too heavy on the woods and on the aromatic notes, but it is an amazing fragrance. It is a banger. It's really good, but just not for me. It's way too woody. I feel like this is a gorgeous one for a guy. You have pepper in the opening, you've got ginger, nutmeg, and you've got that freshness from the bergamot, which is really nice. It is powdery as well. You've got this powderiness. The base is so rich and dense. You have leather, sandalwood, patchouli, benzoin, and vetiver. As I said, I feel it does lean more masculine, and that is just for my preference. But if you do like these very woody aromatic scents, then definitely check out Island Lush by Goldfield and Banks. Those were my samples for this month. Do let me know in the comments any fragrances that you have recently been trying or what you are feeling at the moment, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!